Hi everyone. I wanted to spend this time with you talking about ankle health, especially for people in wheelchairs or for those who do not have a lot of mobility. I've ended up with a freak accident. I've partially tore my right Achilles tendon and was to the local hospital for guidance earlier in the week. So in a minute I'm going to share with you a few of the exercises the hospital has given me, and I also wanted to just quickly touch on my long-term plan to prevent a recurrence. The challenge that I've ended up with is not walking enough to keep the tendon so it's not taut. In other words, keep it from becoming rigid. If you want to know the story behind this, I was in bed and I woke up, about 7 a.m. with a lot of pain in my ankle, and it was really stiff, and I simply took my foot and pointed my toes towards my face, and there was a very violent snap in my right ankle, and it was unpleasant. I'll just leave it at that. So the point of this is trying to maintain the movement in it and compensate for not walking, but emulating what would naturally be happening with my foot if I could walk. So the hospital has given me a few exercises that are the same idea as when I've had my hip replacements, and these actually overlap some of the same exercises for knee joint surgery as well. So some of the exercises overlap what was done when I had the hip replacement. So what I'm doing right now is, I find this hard, is spelling letters of the alphabet. Like, for example, the letter D and then the lowercase e, although it's not well formed, or F. So what you end up doing is taking the foot like this way and counterclockwise, or the motion of pumping, up and down. It's much easier for me to do on the other foot that's not injured. But, or if you're playing the piano, the motion of going up and down is going to help. And what you're targeting is the ligament right there. Then you could also be doing a little bit of swiveling just to gently move it around. But of course, pain and pain sensation and the warning of pain is going to be your guide to this, along with the advice given to you by your doctor or healthcare team. What I would suggest you look at doing is, when you have your favorite music on, or if you're watching a few videos on YouTube, that you would do some sitting exercises at that point, so that it's not laborsome, and so it's not really a chore, but something that you're able to enjoy. I would highlight the need to speak to a member of your healthcare team before starting on a new exercise regime, so that the exercises are helpful to you, that you're going at a pace that's appropriate. Like if someone was weight training, like this, they wouldn't all of a sudden be lifting 200, 300 pounds. It would be a gradual process building up to it. So what I'm talking about is having the grace and the patience to build up and get the flexibility, and then maintain the flexibility. The one practical tip that I would give you is using warmth, either a basin of water or somehow soaking your ankle in water. And it doesn't even need to be soaking if that's going to be hard for you to physically do. You could alternatively take a handheld shower head and aim it at your ankle and let the warmth run down to it and over it to loosen up the joint for about 5 minutes or so. You could alternatively use a warm washcloth and use your reacher grabber to position and wrap it around your ankle. It may take a little bit of practice to get used to, but the reacher grabber is a skill that you'll get over time. And the only part with using that type of heat is to ensure that the skin is dry when you finish, so that you won't have breakdown of skin like where the toes are in the folds and where it's dark and damp. Now the alternative, of course, would be to get a heating bag, throw it in the microwave, and place it over you. But I would remind you to get the heat test right in here on this area of your hand, so that you're not putting on something that's too warm if you've developed circulation problems, especially to prevent a burn. And then, honestly, I would suggest that if you're going to use the microwave, that you write down the settings of it. So power level 8 for 90 seconds, and it's something that you can just keep repeating instead of introducing variables. Find something that works for you and that's safe. In my life, there are people that are wanting to be helpful. They're not orthopedic surgeons, so trying to find something that's practical for them to help with can be challenging. But having a friend over when you try this for the first time, or you try this for the first few times, is a step that you could take that would genuinely help someone feel purposeful and show that they care about you, and at the same time not having to be withdrawn or alone in your journey, and the moral support this will give you. It's just something to think about. Anyway, I've shared what I wanted to in this video. I genuinely hope that it will help those who are in need of it. Thanks for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.